Hello, everyone, and Bitcoin has surged to 42,000. Bears are being crushed. It went up another K after last night when I made that last video, but there is some evidence of panic buying from people. You know that people love to FOMO, and even though FOMO is one of the worst things you can do, people still continue to do it. So I'm going to say that there is a lot of FOMO buying right now and could result in a small retrace. There was always some semblance of 42K being a resistance. I don't really think it's that much of a resistance. We're already a couple $100 above 42,000, but because of the advent of this FOMO, there might be people that actually sell out when the coins refuses to go up a little bit further. So a retrace to around 41 or 40 or even 39 is very possible. So watch out for that. I think if it does retrace to 30 or 39, it's a pretty good chance to actually buy in because it will go above 40 again. Obviously, one of the things that continues to intrigue people is the Bitcoin ETF. And there have been more meetings just today between the SEC and BlackRock. BlackRock has actually refiled its S1 with the SEC. What does that mean? That's just kind of like the form that lays out the details. And they're kind of adjusting it as they negotiate with the SEC. The main thing right now is still the in-kind versus cash. The BlackRock and Grayscale are insisting in-kind where the SEC prefers cash. Once again, I'm not really sure why the SEC is so against these companies actually holding real crypto to back their ETF instead of just cash and futures, because I suppose the SEC wants to be able to manipulate the market even more with cash and futures. And if they hold BTC, it's less able to be manipulated, in my opinion. Futures have always been a huge highway because of their leverage properties to just be completely manipulated as the big players want. And I would rather have an in-kind ETF like a lot of the big players like Grayscale and BlackRock. But regardless, analysts still have the January 10th pegged as 90% likely to for an ETF approval, maybe even this month, although I highly doubt it. So that's why Bitcoin is like staying around the same or going higher. There wasn't any real news over the weekend that would have actually pushed it higher, but it's actually like really good that it really hasn't gone, it didn't really drop over the weekend and even pushed more, because I think the bullish sentiment is much stronger than I even realized, and it will push higher regardless. And in this segment, we're going to mention that El Salvador is in the black with Bitcoin. So Bakuli has just gotten another boost because, people were saying like, oh, don't buy Bitcoin anymore. It's going to cause El Salvador money. Well, now it's actually making El Salvador money. And I think that's going to boost him in his re-election chances. Remember, I said in a couple of videos ago that Bakuli was taking about a 6-month break from being president to work on his campaign. His VP is actually in charge now, and the legislature approved him stepping down to run for a re-election. I know it seems kind of weird to some of you in the United States because we don't have that provision in this country, but they can obviously do it in El Salvador, and their terms are 5 years, not 4 years. This will be his second consecutive term. The Supreme Court did actually change the ruling that you can't run for consecutive terms. They've allowed 2 consecutive terms for Bakuli. So I think he's going to continue buying more Bitcoin because, after this time around, after Bitcoin's been profitable for a long time, I do actually think people in El Salvador will see the merit of investing in Bitcoin over the long run, especially as a safe haven investment asset as the US dollar continues to inflate against goods. Also, gold is up, which I think favors Bitcoin as well. I think people are looking at Bitcoin and gold as hedge investments, although Bitcoin is obviously more volatile. Not quite as safe, but also a better ROI than gold. And it's not directly controlled by the London CME. There are entities that control Bitcoin, but not the way the CME controls gold. So I do think people are looking at it as a new kind of asset, especially after the BlackRock CEO said it was a flight to quality. I think that's still playing very, very large on the mind of investors as Bitcoin continues to go up. Next target for the end of the year now, 45K, and I think it is quite likely that we'll reach it. We only need one more burst like last night to get to around 45K. It wouldn't be a surprise if we didn't reach 45K, but we really didn't go sideways this year. Overall, this year from January to December, we have definitely more than doubled our price. And it's a very good sign for Bitcoin that the bear market is over. This is not a bear market rally, but indeed is the beginnings of a bull market and maybe even the beginnings of a bull run coming very soon. We are at more than above half our all-time high value. And I don't think Bitcoin shows any signs of slowing down anytime soon. In other good related news for crypto, GTA 6 might look to have crypto in it. Now, it's just a rumor. They're releasing their trailer, I think, tomorrow, and GTA 6 is one of the most anticipated titles of the year, following on the smash hit GTA 5. This would be huge for the crypto gaming industry because we haven't had a major AAA game or successful AAA game involve crypto, and you know that GTA 6 is going to be extremely successful. All the GTAs have been extremely successful. It's basically like a huge franchise, one of the biggest franchises out there. And if it can actually have even Bitcoin or crypto rewards in game, people will play for those. That will actually get more people into the market, and that'll be a big boon for gaming tokens. So it could be time to pick some up. Now, there's no guarantee that it'll be in game. There's just rumors right now. And GTA did say it's not directly going to involve crypto, but maybe they actually changed it since about 8 months ago. As you know, demand has actually picked up in the market. They're seeing other games or other companies like, Epic Studios, Ubisoft tagging into crypto. So realistically, they might actually be looking to put crypto into GTA to front run the others because they don't want to be the last one in the game. They would rather be the first ones in the game, just like anyone else would rather be the first ones in the game. They see the potential in it. And just sticking it in for some rewards and maybe buying some skins, I don't think people would be too much against. And the GTA brand name is so big and so well known that I think people would still play GTA. And I think getting people used to a crypto this way via GTA could be a very, very good move. Because then you can release other games and since people are already used to it, they won't be so against it. So I think this is a very, very good way to get people in. Rockstar Games, I do think will be making the right decision if it actually does have, like Bitcoin or some other crypto token integrated in as a reward system. Maybe not as the unitary currency of the game, but as a reward system. Now, some of the articles say you should look at AXS, Mana, and ENJ. Maybe ENJ, but I don't know about the other two. I really think you should look at new stuff like GFAL, maybe Illuvium, Nakamoto Games, Gala, and stuff like that. I think they will be better than AXS and Mana. I do think Axie Infinity probably hit its peak in the last bull run, and it's time for other games to kind of take over. So very, very good news from the video game type side of things. We also need to look at Terra Luna tokens. They've shot up 70%, and I think it might actually be time to buy some USDC. I said it might be a good buy at 3 cents. It's now at 5.7 cents. But remember, the ceiling on this is about $1 because that's really what they're trying to peg it to. And I do believe as Terra Luna comes up, USTC will come up too, and I think it's a slightly less risky bet. Because remember, the collateral that USTC is collateralized by will definitely go up in a bull run, and I think USTC will go up as well. I think at least you have a better sell target for USTC, like under $1. You wouldn't really know what price to kind of sell the other stuff at, but this thing you would actually sell at under $1. 85 cents, 90 cents would be an excellent sell. And if you really look at that right now, it's still 14x until 90 cents, possibly almost a 20x until $1. So maybe it's time to buy some. I don't think it'll actually fall that much below 2 or 3 cents, as that's a low price. Terra Luna ecosystem is expanding. It's up a lot the last month. There are developers on the ecosystem, and it is a pretty dedicated community, I have to say. We do have a pretty avid developer of Terra Luna on our stream, and he's got really good things to say about it. The community is actually increasing. They are launching apps. Will Terra recapture Terra Luna's old glory before Do Kwon crashed it? No, but it doesn't really need to, for at least not for USTC, to actually get back to 80 cents, 90 cents, $1. And even if it only lasts a little while at 80 cents, 90 cents, $1, you can sell it for a pretty good profit. And you're not going to be speculating at 95 cents, you're not going to be like, oh my God, USDC, it's going to go up to $100. Because that its cap is probably at $1. So it gives you a very much more defined goal into where you sell. That's why I would prefer USTC over Terra Luna, because Terra Luna, you don't really know how much it's possible you're going to go up. And there's always speculation though. Oh, I don't want to sell right now. I could make 10x what it is right now. With USTC, you don't really have that. When it gets close to $1, yeah, bro, it's time to sell. So selling at 85, 90 cents, buying in right now, I think that's a decent 14x pickup. on what's supposedly a stable coin, but really isn't. And I don't think buying right now, there's that too much of a loss right now. You're at like a 5 cent to $1 pace, so you can lose 5.7 cents or you can gain 94.3 cents. And I don't think the risk is uber great with this one. So Terra Luna ecosystem, I think it's time to actually take a look at it right now. I think, like it completely dropped off the charts in the last bull run, but it didn't completely die. And there's a very supportive community around it. So I actually don't think it's a dead coin anymore. I don't think it'll ever get back to what Terra Luna was before it crashed. But, like picking up the pieces right now might not be a bad investment. And it could actually be one of the better investments. I might think about putting like 100 or 200 bucks in it myself at this point, just to see where it goes, because I think I can get maybe like 5K out of it if I do that, possibly even more. But if I do, I will be looking at USTC. I'll probably put a little bit in LUNAC, but I'd be looking at USTC a lot more because I do think that's a safer bet, and I still think it has a really high multiplier left. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.